Hey guys, let's talk through this Creation Music Company 24 by 12.5 RJM PBC6X setup. Let's go. Alright, so starting off is really simple. Patch pan on the side, which has some label tape. This is going to be the guitar in, the buffered side. The passive side is actually a TRS out to go to a channel switching amp, which is controlled by the RJM, which is right here. It says channel switch. So he can switch between, and it's presettable, so he can build presets so his amp toggles on and off or changes channels. Outputs, it is just dual mono, so you're just doing one mono out, but it's splitting, so it's doing dual mono. So if he wants to run to a second amp, we have dual mono setup. Starting with the main page, we have presets page. Side note, this is a Boss Expression, which is set up to the pitch and to the RJM. Client wanted it to control the flints, but because we also were doing MIDI, it's easier to route the expression through here to allow it to do MIDI. So that was a side note. PBC6X preset page, bank tap goes up, hold goes down. So that's when he's doing preset songs. Set list, you can kind of mess with, you know, different banks or songs or whatever he's doing. This is obviously channel switching. Holding this guy will take him into the tuner, so he can take a second and tune. Tuner only works on the preset page. So if he was on one of the loop pages, you'll see it won't actually go to the tuner, it'll just save, which is actually, it's a double hidden feature, but super handy. Tap gets out, and we got signal. Same switch, instead of holding, we're gonna tap it one time, takes us to the dry page. So the great thing about this controller is you can connect it to an editor, and you can kind of change how everything is set up, which is really handy, and layout and everything. But right now, this is how we have it laid out. So we have the CE2. We got the hoof, which is underneath here. So we flip this up. We got the hoof, and we got the 33 boost underneath. Everything is labeled as well, and this bridge just magnetically locks, which is really handy. Moving on, we got the 33, which is underneath. Now we got this guy up here, which is the Riverside. The thing about the Riverside, we click it, it will engage. And it is connected via MIDI. So we could scroll through the presets. The great thing about this Riverside is the only way you have to actually save like a preset is adjust the sounds that you want. You know, we want the favorite off right now, so we're gonna mess with that. It's clipping, and all you have to do is hold it down. It'll start flashing, and then you hit it again, it saves it. I would refer to the manual for any other really precise type of editing kind of stuff to do. But the Riverside, super easy to do. You can scroll through the sounds. When you're done, click it off, you'll see it goes off. Hitting the same function switch will take us to the web page, which is super handy. So we have the flint tremolo. The flint is locked always on the loop at the end of the chain. Actually second towards the end of the chain. But when you engage this one, you'll see it engages the tremolo. Which which is really handy to have this. It also has a MIDI clock built in, so you could send BPMs to this if you really wanted to hone in different tempos. You could also just mess with the speed. We also have the expression set up to mess with the speed, which we will talk over in a minute. But we can control the tremolo independently or the reverb. Moving on, we got the ARP 87. All right, now we have the slow. That's the slow. Up here, this is where we can actually do the Julia. And then this guy right here actually will do your banking up and down of your flange. So if you were to click this, the lights will toggle on. So if we were to turn on the reverb and trim right now. You can actually hear different presets it already has. So you can have combinations already set up. Great thing about this too is that they both are labeled, so you know what MIDI 1 and MIDI 2 are. Everything is labeled. We'll move on over to the expression pedal, which is really handy, really simple. All we have to do is hit the function switch one more time. It takes us to the expression page. I only have 2 right now. I have a whole video on programming and adding expression to your PBC controller, which I'll link here and you can watch. But right now I have 2 things set up. So I have the trem speed, so we can see the expression in the trem. We'll go and turn on the trem. If we were to turn on the reverb, which you can at any time because it's on there, you can actually switch over and adjust the mix of the reverb. So while we hear it now, or you can have no reverb. Or you can go back, halfway. Always double tap when you're going to a new expression command. That's it. Hit back to home. We'll talk about how to build a preset next. Building a preset's really simple. I have a few steps. One, I always say pick a preset. So we'll start with 1. Hit the function switch. Now we're going to turn on what pedals we want. So here we'll say, want the CE2. And we want the Riverside. But that may not be the sound we want for the Riverside. So we can find one by tapping up. But say you're at 10. And that's not the sound you want. You can hold it down and it will scroll down. So tap up, hold down. Let's go with that one. Hit it again, add a wet effects if we want. So we may want that, maybe that's what we want. So say, we'll just go with that one for now. All we have to do now is hold the function switch Function switch hold works on both wet and dry page. So if we go to dry page and hold it again, it'll save it. It also works if you want to engage your channel loop. All you'd have to do is engage it, go to a loops page, and then hold and save. So anytime you go to that preset, that channel switcher will change. So now we got the preset 2 with no effects. Now we go to 1. Have a good one, guys.